Nestled amidst the sweltering mid-afternoon heat, children frolic in the crystal-clear waters of the canal that meanders through the town, while elderly neighbors watch from the comfort of rocking chairs on the sun-drenched porches of their homes. Butterflies flutter incessantly from every bush, occasionally forming kaleidoscopic clusters in their flight. Here, at the foot of Colombia's majestic Sierra Nevada mountains, approximately 20 miles from the Caribbean coastline, the fictional world of Gabriel Garcia Márquez's Macondo remains a living, breathing entity. The sleepy town of Aracataca, with its population of 40,000 inhabitants, could have easily remained obscure, like countless other settlements in Colombia's coastal hinterland, hot, dusty, impoverished, and unknown to the wider world, had it not become the inspiration for the fantastical setting of García Márquez's renowned 1967 novel, 100 Years of Solitude. The author was born in Aracataca and spent his early childhood there, living with his maternal grandparents until the age of 8. Known affectionately as Gaba in Colombia, García Márquez later acknowledged that all his writings drew from that formative period, particularly 100 Years of Solitude, a seminal work that epitomizes magical realism. By masterfully weaving the fantastical with the mundane, Gaba exposed the comical, farcical, and often tragic nature of life in Latin America, giving voice to the region and captivating hearts worldwide. The key to his writing eludes me even after all these years, confessed Jamie Abello, director of the Gaba Foundation, an organization dedicated to preserving García Márquez's literary legacy. Yet, somehow, his prose and storytelling capture the essence of the tropics in a potent and universal manner that resonates with readers globally. Today, the people of Aracataca harbor hopes that Netflix's adaptation of 100 Years of Solitude will elevate their town to the same literary pilgrimage status as Dublin for James Joyce or Stratford-upon-Avon for William Shakespeare. The first 8 episodes of the highly anticipated 16-episode series are slated for release later this year, promising to become one of the most lavish television productions in Latin American history. However, some local residents have expressed disappointment that the series was not filmed in Aracataca itself. Instead, the production was relocated to the industrial city of Ibague, approximately 430 miles to the south. "We were saddened when Netflix decided not to film here," said Robinson Mulford, a local high school teacher. "But we know that anyone inspired by the series will inevitably come to Aracataca, as the heart of Macondo resides here. They will experience the kindness, the solidarity of our people, and everything else that Gabriel Garcia Márquez wrote about the Colombian Caribbean. They will be welcomed with open arms." Economic opportunities in Aracataca are scarce, with most residents working in the surrounding banana and palm plantations. A modest number of tour guides and small businesses cater to the trickle of tourists who make the pilgrimage to the birthplace of magical realism. Images of Gaba's smiling, mustachioed face adorn nearly every street, while statues of the author and his beloved characters are scattered throughout the town. The local train station has been repainted in vibrant hues of yellow, white, and turquoise, an Instagram-friendly tribute to the writer's legacy. The telegraph office where Gaba's father once worked has been transformed into a museum, and his childhood home has been meticulously restored, complete with its original furnishings. "I endeavor to show visitors not only the landmarks of Aracataca but also its stories," said Manuel Kike Mojica, a passionate 36-year-old tour guide who dedicates his time to bringing the past of Aracataca back to life. After all, this is the birthplace of magical realism. There are skeptics in Aracataca who question whether the novel's fantastical elements can truly be translated to the screen, even with Netflix's substantial budget. 100 Years of Solitude features minimal dialogue, multiple characters sharing the same names, and a narrative that jumps fluidly back and forth in time. "I never cared much for 100 Years of Solitude," confessed Carlos Nelson Noches, a childhood friend of Gaba who still resides on the street where they grew up. "It's too convoluted." Seated on his porch, surrounded by his family, the 93-year-old Noches recalled a young Gaba selling encyclopedias door-to-door to earn money for rum and vallenato, the lively accordion-based music that is synonymous with Colombia's coastal region. "I told him his other books were much better, and he agreed," said Noches. Much of the inspiration for 100 Years of Solitude is believed to have originated from the tales narrated by Gaba's aunts and grandmothers. However, he also encountered a diverse group of itinerant workers who flocked to the town during the banana boom of the 1920s, people from across Colombia and around the world. One real-life incident depicted in the novel is the 1928 massacre in the nearby town of Ciénaga, where the multinational United Fruit Company called upon the military to quell striking banana workers. While the banana boom brought a brief period of prosperity to Aracataca, it also ushered in mass exploitation and brutal violence, according to Mulford. At the height of the town's fortunes, booze-soaked parties were a weekly affair. Italian immigrants, who likely inspired characters such as the handsome musician Pietro Crespi, introduced new culinary delights and established the town's first cinema. "The first time I ever saw a woman in her underwear was a gringa in those swimming pools over there," said Mulford, gesturing towards the pristine lawns and gated compounds where American banana executives once resided, their exotic gardens once graced by roaming peacocks. Little remains of that era now, and when Gaba made a rare visit to his hometown in 2007, he was reportedly shocked by how rapidly the town's glory had faded after United Fruit Company closed its operations. He found it quite apocalyptic, how all that splendor and decadence had vanished so abruptly, leaving no trace of its former grandeur, said Ariel Castillo, a professor of literature at Universidad del Atlántico in Barranquilla. Yet, some things have remained unchanged. Gaba's beloved vallenato music still echoes through local bars, elderly residents continue to share captivating tales of spirits and lost loves, and the region continues to be plagued by violence, this time primarily perpetrated by paramilitary groups. And politicians, added Castillo. After all this time, they still deceive people to win votes and then fail to fulfill any of their promises. Adjacent to Gaba's former home, now transformed into a museum, Sylvia Sada, 58, and her mother, Yolanda Marcos, 85, operate a clothing boutique where they frequently offer directions to tourists seeking the elusive Macondo. "We have come to realize that Macondo is not a specific place," Sada said. Macondo could be any municipality in Latin America or the developing world, any forgotten village plagued by hunger and the unmet necessities of life. That's why people come from all over the world to search for it.